Hi, everyone. Welcome to yoga. This practice focuses on the upper body, specifically highlighting the areas of the head and the neck, the shoulders, and the arms. I have a few props here to support our practice: a block, a chair, and a yoga mat. I have the chair on the yoga mat for stability. Move into a position that feels comfortable for you, scooching back in your chair. And if you have a block, we can place the block to the crown of the head for a posture check-in. So pressing the feet down into the floor, allowing the elbows to extend outward, and then maybe closing the eyes or lowering the gaze here and lifting the crown of the head into the block. So we're just holding on to the edges of the block here, allowing the elbows to open up to the sides. And we'll find 3 deep breaths in and out as we lengthen up. Taking the block away, allowing the eyes to open. We can place this block either between the feet, or you can allow the feet to step onto the block. Finding a position of comfort here with yourself in an active seat. We'll drop the chin towards the chest and then begin to rock the ear towards the shoulder. So we'll move in these half moon circles, alternating sides. And then perhaps these half moon circles move into full head circles, where your eyes could flutter open as you take the gaze to the ceiling and then circle around, gaze to the floor. And then going in the opposite direction. And then back through center here. Allowing the head and neck to come back in line with the spine. We'll bring the left hand up towards the chest area, and we have these 2 bones that come out in the upper part of the chest known as the clavicle. So you can take the thumb and any finger combination on the other side and just locate those bones and allow the fingers to roll over the bone and then just gently press underneath the clavicle and then pull down. From here, we'll allow the eyes to go up to the ceiling. So dropping the head back, putting through the throat, and then we'll pucker up the lips. And then relax. Still pulling down with the fingers in the upper part of the chest. We'll pucker up again. And then relax. One more time here. And relax. Releasing the head and neck, bringing that hand back to the thigh. And then both the hands will reach up to hold the head. So I have both hands on each side of the head, and I'm doing a little squeeze and release. You can even pull the hands away from the head, but allow the fingertip pads and the base of the palm to just squeeze the sides of the head and then release. And then we'll gently rest both hands on the sides of the head and then begin to engage in effort through the right side. So press the right side of the head into the right hand as you resist and push that right hand into the side of the head. And then we'll release and do that on the other side. So pressing the left side of the head into the left hand. Gentle internal activation as you press that left hand into the head. And then release. We'll readjust the hands so the left hand is in the back of the head now and the right hand is in the forehead. We'll allow the forehead to push into that right hand. So forward head motion, push away with that right hand into the forehead, and then allow the back of the head to fall into that left hand, and then resist it with the left hand. You could do that one more time, just forehead into that right hand, and then back of the head into the left hand. And then release the arms. Hands can come to the thighs as we just roll the shoulders forward, up, and then back. And then changing the direction by pulling the shoulders back, up, and forward. And then one more direction change. And then we'll bring the hands to the shoulders, allowing the elbows to come into play here. So rotating now the elbows forward, up, and allowing the sides. And then changing the direction of those elbow circles. One more change in direction. And then we'll release the hands away from the shoulders and extend those arms up overhead. So lengthening here in your seat, reaching the arms up. Perhaps your gaze will go up to the ceiling or the wall meets the ceiling, and then you press your feet down into the block or into the floor. Full breath in. And then rotate the palms outward. Exhale and release those arms alongside the thighs. And we'll do that 2 more times. Just inhale, reaching up. Seated sun breath. Exhale, release the arms. Inhale as you reach up. And exhale as you release. Bringing the hands back to the thighs. We'll enjoy reaching one arm up overhead and then the other. Folding at the elbows and then just clasp the forearms. So either in front of the face here, you could clasp the arms, or you could create a frame here with your head and neck inside the arms. And then we're going to begin to rotate. So rotating around to the right and then forward and then back up the other side. Just a few gentle rotations in one direction and then we'll go in the other. And then one more rotation of direction. And lengthen up. Release the arms. And then bring those hands down onto the thighs. From here, we'll slide the hands over the knees, reaching the arms down any amount towards the feet. Coming forward here, dropping the head and neck, chin to chest, and then release the arms. Maybe you do a little dangle, circling in one direction, and then the other. Then finding the hands back towards the low legs, sliding them up towards the knees, pressing the palms on the tops of those thighs, rolling shoulders back and down, lifting your gaze up and extending through the spine. Breath could come in here, and then you could exhale and slide those hands down over the knees any amount. We'll do that 2 more times. Hands press up, heart opens, lengthen, breath in. Exhale, come forward. Sliding those hands back up, pressing down onto the thighs, rolling shoulders back and down. We'll bring the right hand behind the head. Allow this right elbow to open up like a wing. And then perhaps you just realign so the back of the head presses into that right hand. And then as we close this right elbow over the ear, we can tuck the chin and perhaps bring our gaze and our right elbow towards the left side of the body. And then press the head into the hand to open back up like a wing. Here, inhale. And then exhale. So just a little cross body rotation. Allow the gaze to follow where that right elbow goes. We'll do one or two more on this side. And then switch sides. So left hand will find the back of the head, extending that left arm nice and open, and then close it up. So you tuck your chin and drop your gaze down towards the right side of the body, bringing that left elbow along, and then reaching it open again and closing up. Pressing the back of the head into the hand as you open up that left elbow and then release here. We can slide the hands just gently beyond the knees, rotate the shoulders, lengthen up again. And then tuck the pelvis, tuck the chin, hang the head. One more time, lengthen up. And then tuck the pelvis and tuck the chin. Sliding the hands back to the thighs, finding a moment here for breath connection. We'll move to standing. I'm going to pick up my block and move the chair. Finding our mountain pose, opening up through the palms, rooting down through the feet, perhaps rocking a little bit here, forward and back. And then inhaling, the arms can come up. We'll interlace those fingers and then allow the hands to support the back of the head. As we lean back and open up both elbows this time. Gaze can go up to the ceiling or where the wall meets the ceiling. And then we'll exhale, tuck the chin and allow the elbows to close in around the ears or the side of the head. We'll do that two more times. Inhale, open. Exhale and close. Perhaps pausing here, the weight of the hands on the back of the head. And then slowly pressing the head into the hands to open up those elbows again. Staying in this position, I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see the hinge here. So now we'll keep the elbows open as we inhale, lift, and then exhale, hinge at the hips. Coming halfway forward, gaze to the floor, push down through the feet to rise back up again, and then hinge. One more shift from the feet, lifting up, pressing the back of the head into the hands, and then slow release of the arms. We'll walk ourselves a little closer to the chair, and I have this chair with two legs on the yoga mat for, again, extra stability. And I'm going to bring my right hand to the center of the chair back and extend this left arm out. Reaching this left arm up any amount, I'll bend my right knee, lengthening through that stretch, through the side body, through the fingertips. And then I'm threading this left arm underneath the leg. You could sync this whole motion up with your breath as you inhale and lift, exhale and thread. See if that movement of the knee is helpful. So I'm straightening that right leg as I thread, bending the right knee as I lift. One more reach up and pause for a full round of breath here. And then bring that left hand to the center of the chair back. Reach the right arm out to the side. And then reach that right arm up any amount here, bending left knee if you like. Find that stretch, that lift, and then thread the right arm underneath the left. Inhale as you lift, exhale as you thread. That's an option. See if it feels right for you. But wherever you are, just keep the breath moving through you. Next time you have that right arm reaching up, perhaps you pause, lengthen for a full round of breath. And then release the right hand back to the chair. Step your feet further back. And then finding your way into a supported downward dog by lengthening through the arms, holding onto the chair back, and then hanging the head between the arms. See if you can release through the head and neck, shaking the head right and left, maybe up and down. Taking a moment with your breath in and out, expanding and opening through the rib cage, through the back of the heart. And then slowly pressing into the feet, bending the knees as you need to, as you lift the head and neck up. You could walk yourself closer towards the chair to gently assist yourself back to standing. And then I'm going to move this chair out to the side to have a little more space on my mat, bringing hands to hips, opening up the feet a little bit wider and turning the right toes towards the short edge of my yoga mat. And then drawing this imaginary line from the right heel to the left heel or the inner aspect of that left foot. And then I'll bend into that right knee, finding our warrior two, reaching arms up. And then exhale down, palms face the floor, gaze beyond this right hand. Inhale through the fingers. Allow that energy of the breath to climb into the shoulders, into the heart space. And then exhale down through the belly, through the hips, through the legs, and into the feet. From here, we'll flip the thumbs upward and then allow this left arm to sweep across and press that left palm into the right and then slide the left hand up the right arm across the chest and then extending back behind you. You could follow your gaze with this left hand. So pressing palms together and then sliding back over the heart space, extending. Do this one more time, just sweeping that left palm forward, sliding left hand along that right arm across the chest and then open. Flipping palms down again here and then readjusting your gaze towards that right hand. Breath in. And breath out, releasing the hands to the hips, straighten this right leg, dial the toes in the same direction, and then take it to the other side. So the left toes will face towards the short edge of your mat or towards the left side of your space. And then we begin to bend through that left knee. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, palms face the floor as you move into warrior two on the left side. Gaze beyond this left hand. Using that imagery again of the breath coming in through the fingers, the hands, the arms, the shoulders, into the heart space. Exhale down through the belly, the pelvis, legs, and the feet. And then flip those thumbs up towards the ceiling. Sweep the right palm around. Connect to that left palm and slide through the forearm, upper chest, and then open again. Allow your gaze to follow that right hand if you like. And then flipping the palms back to the floor, gaze readjusts to that left hand. Breath in and breath out. Hands to the hips as we straighten that left leg. Dial the toes in the same direction, and then option to bring a bend into both knees now, dropping the pelvis down, releasing hands away from the hips, moving into cactus arms, squeezing the shoulder blades together here, and then closing those forearms and those palms in front. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale, you could open here, shifting the weight into the heels, pressing palms and forearms together. Inhale, open. Exhale and close. Inhale, open. Slowly stand up. Release the arms. They can come back to the hips here, and then we toe heel the feet closer together. I'm bringing the chair back in, and this time I'll flip the chair around so the chair seat will be facing me. I'll move this block off to the side. So just standing in front of the chair seat, reaching those arms up. Exhale, hinging through the hips. Perhaps you hold on to the side edges of the chair back, or you could reach with the fingers towards the back of the chair seat and then begin to walk your feet further back, maybe even wider here. And coming into a lower option for supported downward dog with the chair. Again, releasing through the head and neck here. You could begin to bring some movement into the low body. Maybe you bend one knee and then straighten that leg, and then bend the other and straighten that leg. Just some alternating movement through the low part of the body. Coming back to that middle place here. Finding a softening and a releasing into the physical body as your breath moves through you. Slowly begin to lift your gaze and then slide the hands towards the chair seat edge. It's closest to your body. And then you begin to walk your feet a little closer towards the chair and then climb your way up back to standing. I'm going to move the chair around and then come back to sit. If the block was helpful, feel free to use that, either between the feet or underneath. Sit back into your chair. Make any adjustments with your seat. Hands can rest onto your thighs. Perhaps you take a moment to close your eyes or lower your gaze and lean into the support of your chair. You could bring one hand back up to the crown of the head, stack the other hand on top, and then open up those elbows to the side, lengthen up for another posture check. And then slowly releasing the hands, bringing the hands to the sides of the head at the level of the eyes and just drawing small circles with the fingertips along the sides of the head and maybe sliding those circles down to the cheekbones and then along the line, angle of the jaw and towards the chin. So just a gentle massage here with the fingertips towards the face, all the way back up to the sides of the head, those gentle circles. Hands back down towards the cheekbones, the angle of the jaw. And then maybe you move the fingertips behind the ears back of the neck. Moving those fingers down. And then adding in the thumbs here, you could do a little squeeze and pinch of the skin between the shoulders and the neck, and then release. Squeeze, and then release. And one more squeeze and release. Bringing the hands back up to the sides of the head here. Small circles. Coming over the eyebrows to the center of the forehead. And then back around. And slowly releasing the hands back down towards the thighs. Having a few moments stillness and reconnection. Noticing how you're feeling in mind and body. I hope this practice was helpful for you, and I'll see you soon.